Hello everyone, Malphite here, and so, looking at the LCS off-season. So far we have only a couple names here, River, Loki, Zwen, Fudge contracts B-Boy. But looking at the bigger picture, and what we kinda know, kinda heard, kinda got leaked, and so on. Shopify Rebellion roster is mostly complete. Fudge contracts Niski B-Boy and most likely the Ackerman from the LLA. Team Liquid and FlyQuest will most likely keep their whole rosters. Cloud9 will most likely keep their players under contracts, and so contracts, no contracts, just contracts. Thanatos, Blubber, and Vulcan. And so Cloud9 roster is most likely Thanatos, Blubber, Loki, Zven, and Vulcan. And 100 Thieves, personally, I do not know what exactly they're going to do, but I think besides their bot lane, they're probably going to keep Sniper and Quid. And so there's not that much to do some speculations about, except for Dignitas, where we have no confirmed player, and this roster is most likely going to change massively. And so since there is no player confirmed, and we are hearing nothing about Dignitas, I thought it would be actually a very fun idea to create a roster for Dignitas based on what I think would be the best move for them, also given their situation. And so what I think the best move for Dignitas, I do not know their money situation, but whenever you don't know the situation of a team, especially when it's not a huge team, like Cloud9, like FlyQuest, like Team Liquid, like 100 Thieves, right? And so Dignitas has always been kind of the mediocre team in the LCS. And so not knowing their budget and not knowing what they actually want to do, I decided to build a solid budget, bang for a buck, the best price performance team, something that is not going to be crazy or flashy or expensive, but it's going to do the job. And they might not be the last. Even FlyQuest, Team Liquid, obviously you're not beating these rosters. Shopify and Cloud9 look very good. But given that you're going into Americas and you're also going to be fighting so many other teams, you do not want to be bad. And so you need players that can be good but also can mesh together. And that was what I was trying to go for here. So now that if you're thinking, okay, quit rambling and just show us the roster, alright, that's exactly what I'm going to do. Starting with top lane. SRTTY. This guy has been so crazy for so long. He has the craziest records in solo queue. He has such a good performance in competitive, in the academy for so long. And still teams are ignoring him. But guess what? This is the year that this guy is going to get picked up. But because I think 100 Thieves are going to keep Sniper, and if not, then maybe 100 Thieves are going to get this guy, and then Dignitas should pick up Sniper. Or Dokla or Licorice, but that doesn't matter now. I think this guy needs to be in the LCS and he needs to be there right now, and I think he will take any team. And I think this is the only team that is without a top laner, or potentially 100 Thieves, but so far let's assume that this is the only team that's without a top laner, and so this guy needs to go there, and he will. Just give him the offer. Give him the offer and he will join LCS and he will show you what he can do even on a mediocre roster. But who do you have in jungle? You keep your star player. You keep Spica. This guy did not look the best, but we know what he's capable of. He was solid on a TSM except for the famous 9-man sleep, although that wasn't his fault, I would say. And he was solid on FlyQuest as well. On Dignitas, not so much. Then he took a break before. It's fine. I still believe in a player. I think just because player has like a bad year or a bad split or something, it does not make the player bad. And so yes, keep Spica. Now we know maybe Giant X was trying to get Spica, but now there's some rumors about June joining with Noah as well and so on. And so unless Rogue somehow gets Spica, but there's still many good junglers that are not imports, like Closer and so on, but I'm not going to get into that because now I want to focus on the LCS. I think Spica should stay. I think Dignitas should make him stay. And I think with SRTTY and Spica, you already have a solid top jungle. But who do you keep in mid lane? Well, keep. You're not keeping Jensen. You're getting Insanity from Shopify. This guy, sorry about that. This guy is actually really good. People do not give him the props he deserves, but actually, he's been kind of flying under the radar. People are saying, oh, this guy is nothing special. He's kind of washed up. You know, he's been in the LCS for quite some time, been between the academy and so on. But I think he really showed this time on a pretty mediocre, pretty bad actually roster that Shopify Rebellion is, that he can do some damage. You know, he was the best player alongside B-Boy, and now he's out, getting replaced by Niski. And so I think you send this guy to Dignitas. Otherwise, Dignitas could just get like a cheap LCK mid laner from the academy, right, or someone like that. But do not keep Jensen. That guy is seriously overdue. I feel like he's just stealing paychecks, but that is my opinion, right? That is my opinion. So that's how I see it. But all right. So you have SRTTY, you have Spica, you have Insanity, which actually I'm really looking forward to what you're going to say in the comments. I can already see someone writing a comment like, Insanity, what do you mean? This guy is so bad. He's been so bad for so many years, never achieved anything, never accomplished anything. Yeah. But I'm not trying to build a superstar roster for Dignitas that they should spend 5 million on and then still achieve nothing, because FlyQuest and TL are already really good. You know, I'm trying to build a roster that is going to be solid together, and still, despite looking weak, they're going to actually perform even better than the sum of its parts, right? Something that can have a synergy and that can actually be really good and surprising. Something that can get some fans for Shopify, you know. Yeah, not Shopify, Dignitas, I'm sorry. Well, let's continue. We have the top side, but who is going to be in the bot lane? Well, that is simple. You steal FBI from NRG. So this guy has been kind of the staple in the LCS for quite some time. He's been there for so many years. I still think he has one more year in him. And I think this should be the year. This transition roster for the Dignitas, they should get FBI. He's from Australia, right? So he has double residency in NA and Oceania. And yeah, I personally, putting FBI on the LCS roster in 2025 or America's roster somehow feels bad. I'm just not too sure about it, but just the state of the ADC, especially Berserker leaving, there's no way he would join this team, right? And so the state of the AD carries is just so poor that I think he'll still do well. And so put an FBI, or alternatively find a young talent and just get him. Even if he will be bad, you know, something like Sniper, just get like a young talent, 17, 18 something, and try to nourish that player and make him your star player in the future. Think about the future. But other than that, who do you pair FBI with? You just keep Isles. Honestly, given the state of the supports in the league, Isles wasn't even that bad. Like on that team, he wasn't even bad. I think him and Spica were pretty much the best. I think Jensen was running it. I mean, Sven was the best probably, but Jensen was running it down. Licorice wasn't very impressive. This guy, you know, in support, there's not much to mess up, right? Like, I would worry about the support the last, unless you have some really star talented support, which in NA right now, I don't really think there is one. I mean, you have Vulcan, you have Busio, you have Core JJ. But I mean, outside of that, you know, because they are pretty much locked in at the top teams. And so just keep Isles. They're both from Australia, FBI and Isles, and they can do a 1 year together. And so that brings me back to what the roster would be. We would have SRTTY, you keep Spica, get Insanity, get FBI or a very young talent, and Isles. And so now it's the time for you guys to let me know how you think this team would perform in the LCS or in the Americas. And if I'm completely delusional And if not, which players do you like, which players do you hate, which you would replace, or what would you build Dignitas like, and what would be your Dignitas iteration / roster. I'm really looking forward to it. Hit the subscribe button, please. I'm trying to reach 1,000 subscribers as soon as possible. Hit the like button. You know, again, write whatever into the comments, whatever you want. I'm going to reply. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.